At one point, I got the opportunity to walk my dad through the property. That was really important to me because the building is in dedication of his mom, Rosalie Figgs, my grandmother. She was my hero. She was my everything. And my dad grew up in this neighborhood and he remembered this property and what it looked like.
It really did save the property. It was set to be demolished. There was nothing in here, no mechanical at all, plumbing, mechanical, electrical, nothing. It was a shell of a building, a very nice shell, I might add.
I have had the honor of working with hundreds of leaders in the social sector here in Cincinnati. And Rosemary stands alone in her tremendous drive and just like unrelenting resilience. Most folks would have crumbled at multiple steps along the way. She's one of the most inspiring leaders I've had the chance to work with, not only in what she's been able to accomplish, but knowing the journey that she took to get here makes it even more remarkable.
We were really just trying to address a problem and a need in greater Cincinnati, and that was support for teen parents who actually had custody of their child. They were parenting. We learned during COVID that more than 35% of the teens that we were serving, they were homeless. Where were they supposed to go? What were they supposed to do? So they were in these conditions that were unsafe. A lot of them suffered from depression and abuse, and that wasn't okay. There were no supportive resources in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. And as an organization that says we focus 100% on teen parents addressing all of their needs, we felt it necessary, that it was our responsibility. And so we went out and we're like, okay, what do we do? Where do we start?
The work that is done here, I think it's just priceless. I can't invest enough. I feel like I can't do enough to make sure the mission thrives.
Oh my gosh, look at this place.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
This house was designed by Samuel Hannaford. He's a very celebrated Cincinnati architect, if you don't know. He designed Music Hall, City Hall, the Cincinnati Hotel, and many, many more places in Cincinnati. So the design of this home really translates perfectly to our vision for the future for Rosemary's Babies.
Every person matters. And the existence of Holloway House communicates that ours is a community where we will do whatever we can as a community to wrap our hands around each other and provide spaces that are dignified, that provide love and support, like each and every one of us deserves.
It's the supports that help the child and ensure that the child gets all of the resources and love and care that they need early on so that they are developing in all the right ways. And that makes a huge difference long term. The vast majority of brain development happens in those first few weeks and months and years. And if that period of time is good and kids get what they need, they do amazing things. With the Holloway House, they can do it under one roof and provide even more support and love and security, which will make an enormous difference, not just for the moms and these young children, but I believe the neighborhood that's getting this incredible asset.
You know, this is something that requires every single day getting up and saying, I'm going to give it another go today. Because every time you think you've overcome one hurdle and you think, okay, now we're going to go. Now we're going to fly through. Something else comes up. I can specifically remember being on my phone at home in my office, talking to Rosemary saying, is this it? Are we going to just stop right here? Is this the day that we say, never mind? I didn't want to, she didn't want to, but sometimes in a project, it is time to stop. Sometimes it is.
It was very challenging, the development process. Throughout this entire project, people saw me as this resilient leader that could overcome anything, and I was so incredibly strong. But people didn't understand. I felt that I had failed these kids. I felt that I had failed the community, and there was nothing that I could possibly do. And while it was not my fault that these things happened, I still had to be front facing of the organization and hold it together.
1 year to acquire the building from the port, and that whole process, that was the whole thing that, I could see where people would never make it through that. 1 year of beginning to work with the contractor and going through the process of working with them and trying to make it happen. And then a year of trying to clean up behind it. That's how it went down 1, 2, 3. And each of those years, you think, oh, it can't be as bad as last year. And it was like a whole new set of challenges. Every year.
As we dove into months being behind schedule, things were being overlooked, code violations. It was towards the deadline that we had been given for the Port Authority that we had to terminate our contractor.
It was an incredibly scary moment because Rosemary and I are not construction people. That's not what we do. We kept giving extensions and saying, okay, how much longer? What else do we need to do? What can we do? And finally, it got to where we were concerned about safety. We were concerned that when you turned on a light switch, it arced and you jumped back. And how can that be happening when we're supposed to be almost finished? So it got to be really, really difficult.
We had to re-raise so much money. We had to redo almost 90% of the work that we had already paid for. I was broken. My scars were so deep, and I didn't even think that I could move forward. But it was harder to stop, and I couldn't go back. And if I've always challenged teens that barriers don't break us, who would Miss Rosemary be if I allowed in this moment when I felt most defeated to give up in the face of adversity? What would that teach these kids? What would that tell a community that I said, trust me, stand behind me?
Please be sure to put your email address on there and print as clearly as you can so that we can read it well.
So I want to move on. We have a couple.
Well, it's already 8:30
Well,
tonight,
I can.
but we
We
need
need-
to.
no, wait,
I would like to table this discussion to a special session. When the port was here, we did agree that we would hold a special meeting outside of the general body meeting to address this topic, to give everybody ample time to talk, as well as to make sure that everyone in the neighborhood was able to come and vote. And because it's already 8:30 tonight,
Okay, wait,
So,
excuse
but-
me, Ethan, I'm really, I think that you're maybe not aware of what.
no, I'm aware that
No, no,
May
I'm-
9th is the deadline for us to submit something to the city for us to give our opinion. That's 3 weeks from now.
I can correct
So,
that. That's not
wait,
gonna allow us
wait.
to speak for a moment.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you.
You wanna-
You all have received false information. We have worked very hard to listen to your concerns, keep the historical value. We care about safety. We care about all of your needs and concerns. And the port challenged us because of your concerns and you didn't want us here. So in 6 months, we did raise $1 million capital. In 6 months, we did get the support from the community. In 6 months, we had to do a lot. But please understand, we're not against you.
No, wait, Ethan, I have some clarity.
People don't know, they make a lot of assumptions about the population that's served. And that is heartbreaking too. These are kids. and they're so happy to be in a supportive environment. They are beautiful and they're wonderful with their kids. That's what we want. The thing that I imagine when I'm here is that we've all been 15 years old in high school, and it's scary. And then somebody gives you a baby, and there's really no one to help you. And not only that, but there's trauma involved and also a stigma. And people are thinking, well, you shouldn't get help because you shouldn't have that baby anyway. So I imagine someone arriving here, when they come in and see this place, and they say, this is for me? I'm worthy of this. It's everything. The neighborhood opposition was really, really tough, was really disheartening, sad, really disappointing. There's still a little bit of that bouncing around. It's tough. You know what you're doing is such a great thing, and you know how it's going to help the whole city. The city of Cincinnati benefits from this particular work.
I'm joined with Rosemary from Rosemary's Babies.
We both are residents of North Avondale, property owners. We think this is a wonderful mission. It's just, in our opinion, not the right place for it, but it's all about optics. It's about transparency. This is a group home. We want this to be more of a true business. I mean, if this was Hyde Park Square, that would be opposed because it's not the theme of it. But Carrie had some questions.
Well, I do. First of all, I don't understand how this is racist. Do we not take white girls at this? Is this, we only take black girls? Are we excluding everybody that's white that ever would have a baby that's a young girl that might want to come? And my other questions are, how are you reaching out to the community to tell us all about the resources? Because what's your marketing budget?
None of your business.
Thank you so much for your question. I don't have a problem answering that very quickly. If you would like to find out any additional information about this project, we would highly recommend that you look on rosemarysbabies.co/change to outlook. The final thing that I would like to say is we are not a group home, and I would please ask that you please quit saying that because that's not what we are, and it's a misrepresentation. We will not be getting coding through ODJFS or any other organization as a group home. Thank you.
I have a question though, in terms of the racism issue. You are welcoming with open arms any girls, not just black girls that are wanting to come and stay there, correct?
Rosemary's Babies Company supports teen fathers and teen mothers, teen parents of all races, nationality, and socioeconomics. I believe what the young man was talking about was indirect racial tone and the incorrect information, basically saying teen parents are violent or they have drug conditions. So again, it's the indirect innuendo of racial comments, and to continuously say that we're a group home, basically saying group homes are violent or whatnot, it's an incorrect association with our organization. We are a best-in-class facility providing resources and housing support of varying degrees, including public policy. Thank you.
Right, so you're correcting him and saying this is certainly not going to be a racist thing, that all girls, white, black, yellow, green, Asian, are all welcome.
Again, if you would like to look at our statistics, you are more than reasonable to look at that on GuideStar.
Great, thank you, both of you.
In those moments, you fall on grace because God's grace is sufficient. And when that is not enough, you put people behind you and you call them, you let them know, I'm not okay. No matter what you see on Facebook and no matter what you see in the news, I'm not okay. Check in on me. I need your friendship. For once, I need somebody else to help Miss Rosemary. Every day was a challenge that we weren't getting done, but I'm getting 10 phone calls from teen parents saying, I'm 17, my mother kicked me out, I'm homeless. I'm 18. I'm staying in my car. Social services might take my babies. And so for 1,311 days, Holloway House slept beside me. It was inside of me. I couldn't do anything else but move forward and not give up. And the scars are still there.
Every single, moment, they encountered all of these additional hurdles in order to get a home where they could help more moms in more ways. And a lot of people would have said, this is too much. I'm going to go back to just serving moms. The house is just too much. But not Rosemary. She just, every time they said, you got to jump higher, she jumped higher. And now it's opening, and that is a source of pride. Like, what a wonderful accomplishment.
Got our first tour here. Here we go. Yeah, thank you for telling me.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is first off our leadership and legacy wall.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And though we couldn't just put one city official, we did the city of Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's great.
Because you all have supported us so much.
We're proud to be on there.
Yes, and the first portrait too.
The fact that Holloway House, despite those challenges, is opening and will be right in the heart of Avondale, transforming what was a blighted property into a safe, welcoming home that's going to provide that opportunity for teen parents, I think demonstrates the kind of Cincinnati that we want. One that is going to provide opportunity for everybody, and it's unique. I mean, many social service agencies operate on a shoestring budget, and the spaces reflect that. And what that communicates to those being served is that you don't matter as much. So the fact that not only is this space a beautiful space, but every single detail, right, from the furnishings to the colors on the wall, to the art that's in it, every single detail in this space communicates dignity and communicates love.
We did maintain as much of the historic properties of the home. And they're the original floors and they've been restored. We've maintained the high baseboards. The framing around the windows has been maintained. The marble fireplace has been cleaned and preserved. We did what we said we would do. People went the extra mile. We went the extra mile. Our friends went the extra mile. Plus, I don't think this corner has looked this nice in decades. Not in decades.
When I designed this property, it was designed from my personal experiences. The art was designed surrounding some of the life challenges that I faced or one of the board members faced. Even the color of the house, intuitive, or the outside color of the house, promise. It all has these underlying meanings of hope and change and giving you the resilience to say, move forward.
So bringing art in here isn't necessarily just to look at, but to make it feel like it was a home versus somewhere you just have to stay. Art to me is therapeutic. You have to get creative with your whole life and how you survive. So I knew that it needed to be something that made people feel like this is where they're supposed to be, that I can overcome something. Also a message of just like I was you know, and you sit in these dark spaces. So I feel like it symbolizes resilience, freedom, strength. And as a mom, you'll just suddenly gain all of those things. No matter what age you are, you just suddenly are all of that in order to blossom. Yeah. Just from one teen mom to another.
This is a home. And when we first came to it, that's what Rosemary and I said to each other. This feels like a home. It's not an institution. This is how life can be. Life can look like this. A place that's warm and comfortable where people care about me, and I deserve it. And so do my children.
When they walk in, there is an expectation that you don't have to leave tomorrow. When you walk into these doors, you may not know who you are. But when we talk about what we've always talked about, helping you transition from child to parent and child to adult, we're doing that. So for 2 years, we're going to help you develop into a better you, so that when you walk out of here, you do know which direction you're going. You have a plan, you have a savings account, you have an education, and you have a family that is standing behind you and cheering you on. When I got that opportunity to walk my dad through the property, I just wanted him to feel a certain type of way. As we walked through the building, I saw him tear up, and he literally says, like, Mama would be so proud of you.
She loved this family. She would love me for this. And knowing that her baby, her role here, yes.
On that 1,311th day, when I got that occupancy certificate, not only was I healed, I was grateful for the people that stood behind this organization, the people that stood for these kids that saw us through. And I was grateful to be Rosemary, committed to her word, standing on her word.